welcome to our lipstick. So today I wanted to share with you some of my absolute favorite dupes that I found over the years of experimenting with makeup. So if you're not familiar with what dupes are, it's pretty much drugstore items that perform or look exactly the same as high-end items. And I'm really excited to show all of these to you guys today. I found these items just by exploring them in my collection. I actually really love a lot of the same finishes, so when I find one in drugstore, I tend to like it in high end. So I ended up having a lot of dupes in my collection. So I experimented the other day and found some really amazing similar products. So I wanted to share them with you today. These are some of my all-time favorite things, and I really hope that this video is helpful for you guys. If you're going to leave a mean or rude comment, go ahead and hit that unsubscribe and move it along. Otherwise, let's get into the video. Alright, so starting off today, we're going to use the dupe primer I think everyone already knows about. That is the NYX Angel Veil, along with the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. The Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer is quite expensive, and the NYX Angel Veil, while it's more expensive for drugstore, it's nowhere near as bad as this. I think this is $52 full size, and this one's like $12. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put this one on the right half and this one on the left. Now, if you've never used either one of these primers, what they are is actually an almost velvety feeling primer. It's really great for filling in pores and just blurring out the skin in general. It makes the skin look very airbrushed. And it has a really nice velvety texture to it. Alright, next up is foundation, and I am so excited about this dupe. So I have always been looking for a dupe for the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. This is my favorite foundation, but it's so expensive. It's like $64. I recently realized that the Ordinary Serum foundation has the exact same texture and finish and just overall look as the Giorgio Armani. So I'm going to go ahead and apply these to my face. I'm going to use a brush for both, a different brush obviously, and apply them one side at a time so you guys can see how similar these are. So we'll start with the luxury brand side and apply that to the right half of my face. Alright, as you can see, it has such a pretty luminous finish. It's absolutely beautiful. About medium coverage, it is buildable, but I like this look of my skin. Now we're going to go on the other side with the Serum foundation from The Ordinary. We'll go ahead and take a different brush and apply this to the left half. Alright guys, now take a look at that. This side is a little bit lighter because it is a little bit lighter of a foundation. But the finish and the coverage and just the way it looks in general like skin is so similar. I'm so excited about this dupe. I cannot even stand it. Because now, instead of spending $64 on a high-end foundation, I can spend under, what is it, $6.80? Under $7 on a foundation that gives me the same look as Giorgio Armani. I love it. Moving on to concealer. Again, another one that I think everyone kind of knows about already is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. The dupe is the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Concealer. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the right color in this. I need Alabaster to be a match for my naked skin, but you guys will be able to see that the consistency is the same and the coverage is the same when it comes down to it. So this one, the NYX one that I have here, is a little bit too yellow and dark, but they're like essentially the same formula. So let's do the high-end side first. And now I'm going to show you how dark this kind of is. See, it's so much more like yellowy peach toned. But once I blend it in, you won't be able to tell the difference. Alright, now that they are both blended in, you can't even tell the difference in color shade. So next up, one of my favorite dupes is actually the MAC Mineralized Skinfinish Powder and the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. I find that the finish of these looks so similar, nice and airbrushed. The matte, even though it is the Rimmel one, even though it is translucent, it does, or transparent, it does add a little bit of color to my face because I am very pale, and this does have a little bit of color pigment to it, so it is kind of essentially like the Mineralized Skin Finish with a little bit of color payoff. And it has very similar finish, nice and not too matte. It doesn't totally mattify down this beautiful finish on my face. That's what I love about both of these. So I'm just going to take my big powder brush on this side with the MAC powders everywhere and just dust this all over. And as you can see, it didn't take away any of that beautiful luminosity. And even though this says stay matte, this one will not either. I'm going to go in with my little e.l.f. kabuki brush. And you can see I've still got all that beautiful luminosity. Moving on to contour and bronzer. Everybody knows about this dupe, Anastasia Beverly Hills versus NYX Contour Kit. I'm gonna go ahead. The shades in here, you get some extra shades in the NYX one, and then you only get 6 shades in the ABH, but you can match up every single shade in the ABH to one in the NYX palette. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna set my under eyes on each side with the pink under eye powder. And then I'm going to go ahead and contour with the most neutral shade in the middle there on the ABH, and then this one here. Then I'm going to mix the 2 shades in the middle of the ABH palette to bronze, and then use this one underneath, and then use this one to bronze from the ABH palette. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. We'll speed through this. Moving on to blush, I have here the Laura Geller blush in Blush and Brighten in Roseberry, and then this one in the CoverGirl Cheekers formula in the shade Pretty Peach. Now these are a little bit different in tone. This is more of a peach tone and this is a little bit of a red tone, but they have such a similar finish on the face. They both give this beautiful sheen to the cheeks. It's just so good. Next for highlight, we are going to be using the Colourpop highlight. Now this might be discontinued, but they have so many white ones on their website now. This is their Super Shock Chic in Fanny pack. It's pretty much just a white highlighter. And then this is the one in Pearl from Becca. Hey guys, so I look totally different in the middle of this video because unfortunately I lost some footage and now I have to refilm it, so please excuse the fact that I have no other makeup on now, and I'm just gonna do my eyes real quick because I lost the footage for the eye makeup and the brows, so we're gonna do that real quick. The products that I am duping today are the Anastasia Beverly Hills and the Wet n Wild palette. Obviously they are so similar, you guys. There's a little bit more pigmentation in the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, but barely. To be quite honest, they're so similar in pigmentation and they're very easy to work with, both of them. So I love these two. I'm just going to do a quick eye look with these and show you how I do it. So for this entire eye look in the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, I'm just going to use the brush that came with it just to make it easier. And then for the Wet n Wild palette, I'm going to use some separate brushes because I don't want to mix and contaminate the two products. I want to show you guys how well these two dupe each other. So alright, starting out, I'm just going to go ahead and use this shade right here, this kind of like warm brown shade on the fluffy brush with the ABH palette, and go ahead and go in my crease. And from the Wet n Wild palette, I'm going to use that same shade, which is down here in the transition shade. So as you can see from that application, the ABH palette has just that little bit more pigmentation, but you can get there with the Wet n Wild. You just need to apply a little bit more. Now we're going to go ahead on the pointed side and take this beautiful warm orange shade and pop it into the outer corner. then the Wet n Wild, we're going to use that same shade right up here. Okay, as you can see from that one, that shade is just as pigmented, if not more, than the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. Now we're going to go ahead and pop on the lid with this shade here and this shade here from both palettes. And I'm just going to use my finger for this. Now on the lower lash line, I'm just going to take the orange shade from both palettes and go all the way on the lower lashes. Now take a look at how similar those eyes are. If you were looking at me, you would have no idea that I have two different palettes on my eyes. Now moving along to the brow dupe that I have, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Chocolate on this side of my face, and then the AOA Wonder Brow on this side. The Wonder Brow is from Shop Miss A, and this is a $1 product. They're very, very similar in texture. Unfortunately, I don't have the right shade match. Chocolate is a little bit warmer, and this dark brown shade that I have here matches my hair better, and it's actually like a more ashy brown. So don't mind the color, they're going to be a little bit different, but as far as a formula, you would have no idea that these are two totally different products, so I definitely recommend the $1 product over the $18 product. Alright, so those are the brows on. Now I'm going to go ahead and apply my mascara dupe, which is the Tarteist mascara from Tarte, and the Supersizer lashes or mascara from CoverGirl. They are so similar, they have very similar wands, and they apply the mascara in a nice, beautiful, lengthening, volumizing, and separating fashion. They are just complete dupes of one another. Alright guys, so last but not least, we are on to lips, and we have got the Jeffree Star, what are these? Velour liquid lipsticks along with the AOA Wonder Matte lipsticks. Now these are not a complete formula dupe, however they are a really great shade match. Here's the thing that I love about both of these though. Jeffree Star has a more moussey kind of texture that dries down and then stays all day. This one is a little bit more drying, but it stays all day, and I don't find it's drying to the point where it's obnoxious. And I find that the AOA ones actually last a lot longer than the Jeffree Star. But these are a perfect shade match. Jeffree Star is in Redrum, and the AOA one is in Obsessed. This is $1. This is $18. I'm going to apply these to my lips, do one side each. And here are the lips done. I totally can't tell the difference at all. So yeah guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. These are my absolute favorite dupes that I have found over the years of experimenting with makeup. I really hope that this video was enjoyable and helpful if you're looking for some cheaper dupes for high-end products. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and have a great day.